another axe sharpening video with an axe sharpening puck. The Council Tool axe sharpening puck. Cool thing about this one, guys, is that we have two sides. White side is 400 grit. It says that you can get your axe shaving sharp with the white side. And then the gray side is designed for heavier use. Maybe you want to take some file marks out of your axe head, or if you got, some chips or whatever burrs you need to take out of your axe head, you can do it with the 240 gray side. In this video here, I'm going to do two axes, again, like I did in the last video. Council Tool Flying Fox. Never used it. It's brand new from the factory. The edge leaves you wanting more. It's not dull, but it's not extremely sharp either. So we're going to take this white side here, 400 grit, and see if we can actually get it shaving sharp. Also, we got the CRKT Jenny Ren. I've let everybody come over here and throw this thing, to include my kids, and they have torn this axe head up. Look at all the gouges and everything in the bit, guys. Goodness gracious, look at that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set the Jenny Ren up. We're going to use a file on it. I'm going to get the bit back in line, get all these gouges out. Then we're going to use this gray side here and see if it takes the file marks out of the axe head. And then we're going to flip it over to the white side and see how sharp we can get it with the 400 grit. All right, let's bring the camera around so that way you guys can see me sharpening the Flying Fox. And we'll get rid of this Jenny Ren real quick. Put it right there. So let's get the sharpening the Flying Fox. I got to show you guys something. I dropped it in some water there. Check it out. It's doing some bubbling. I forgot to soak this thing. So we're going to let it sit for a little bit and soak. I like to soak my whetstones a little bit before I use them. Open up the, the pores are open, let the water get inside there. It helps kind of get away the steel when you're sharpening your axe head. So we'll let it soak for maybe a few minutes. We're all wet and ready to go. It got a lot heavier. It'll take me a minute to get used to this puck. Stay a little high at first. Kind of get an idea of what I'm working with here. All right, first pass. Went a little high, just to get an idea. Well, there went the Council Tool logo. It's gone. So, but, all right, well, let's get on the bit. Move down a little bit, see what it feels like. Actually sharpening it now. Cheeks are pretty good on this. The Council Tool Flying Fox is a multi-purpose tool. I know people don't like that term. Some people don't like the term multi-purpose tool for axes, especially people that use an axe for a living. They think that if you use a chopping axe, if that's what it should be and that's the only thing it's used for. I get that. But I've used throwing axes before that can be chopping axes too. Am I going to go out in the woods and use it as a tree service? No. But using it for camping and axe throwing, I've done it. And I do it all the time. But to each his own. Whatever floats your boat, right? All right, one thing that I did notice is that we've got a lot more of the 240 grit than we do of the 400 grit, okay? Not a big deal. That was something I noticed. We are getting pretty daggone sharp. Just kind of comparing it to the King whetstone that I like so much. If you take a look here, they're about the same in thickness, okay? Now the King whetstone, I got 3 pucks out of it, and it's about the same. I don't know what that is. Where'd that come from? Uh-oh. It ain't me, is it? Nah. Where's it coming off? I don't know. No, that's not what I think it is. Okay, that's not what it is. There's something on the... It might be wood dye. I got scared for a second. Like I got a glove on. It's dye, guys. It's wood dye. Somehow it got on this King whetstone. Anyway, the King whetstone is a little bit cheaper than this. And you get 3 of about this size. So significant more than this one, but this one could last a pretty good amount of time. I don't know, we'll have to see. As far as first initial uses of it, I will say something that I'm noticing when I'm using it. If you guys have experienced this before, let me know in the comments section. It's wanting to drag. It's not dragging cleanly across, if that makes sense. It feels like it's hanging up. I didn't notice that with the Sharpeall. I didn't notice that with the King whetstone, but with this one here, it's taking a little bit more force to get it to go across than normal. It's not wanting to slide across as easy. It's just my initial impressions of it at first. Now we flipped it over to the other side. I'm gonna do the same thing like I did on the other side. I'm gonna stay kind of high at first. Work the cheeks just a little bit. Not getting down on the edge immediately. I don't know if you guys do this or not. I like doing it when I'm first using a puck. Is that a word? Dave, is that a word?
Did you really just ask that?
Yeah, I didn't think so. I like doing it when I first use a puck. I don't want to go straight to my bit on a brand new puck that I've never used before. I got to get a feel for it. So what I like doing is like I said, working on the cheeks first, just to kind of get an idea of what I'm working with here, how it feels in the hand, the control of it. I know all axe pucks are generally the same as far as how you use them. They can be. Some people might have a difference of opinion on that. But generally speaking, they're about the same when it comes to using them, putting the degree in which you want to put your bit in, 30 degree, 18 degree. But all I'm saying is that I like sticking with the cheeks first. So that way I don't mess up my bit and then create more work for myself because it's new and it's something I'm trying to work with. So the 400 grit side on the Council Tool puck, what I think, it got it really sharp, guys. I mean, really sharp. Just as sharp if I had used my King whetstone on 1000 grit. It did a really good job. But there is one thing I noticed. I feel like it took a little longer than it would have if I'd used my King. I think I could have got the same edge with my King whetstone in probably half the time. Could have been the way that I was using it and my technique, but it is something that I noticed. But without further ado, let's get into the CRKT Jenny Ren and try them both the sides on that whetstone. What I decided to do was spare you guys the daunting task of watching me file this axe. It's literally just filing it, guys. There's nothing crazy to it. If you want me to make a video on how I file my axes when they get gouges and stuff in, I will. But that's pretty much it. Let me move the mic here so you guys can see. I'm gonna have to kind of stand weird. It'll be all right. We got pretty much everything out of it. As you can see here, there's no gouges or nothing up at the top. We got rid of all the gouges and everything up there too. So we're good. Everything is decent enough to use the whetstone now. So let's go ahead and flip it over to the gray side and see if we can get the scratches out that the file made, and I'll show it to you on camera. And I'm curious to know how sharp it'll get with the 240 grit before I switch over to the 400. So sorry guys, the Jenny Ren's got a weird knob on it, so I got to kind of kick it a weird way to get it to fit into my portable clamp here. Oh, she's sharp. She's real sharp, guys. Real sharp. The burrs on the other side, I can feel it. But it's pretty much taken out all the scratches from the file with about 2 or 3 passes. Quick passes too. I didn't even spend very much time on it. Yeah, that worked really well. Now we're gonna use the 400 grit side and we're gonna see how sharp we can get it. I will tell you guys already, this thing is really sharp. So using the file, using the 240 and 400 grit side wood, I think it did really good. It's really sharp, guys. I mean, real sharp. I wouldn't want to push my hand down any harder to do that with because it's really sharp. But I noticed the same thing when I flipped it over to the 400 grit side, is that it took a while. It got as sharp as the King does, but in a little bit more time, I think. So even though both pucks get you to the same point, the King whetstone, in my opinion, is just faster getting there. And that's just my opinion. But it did really well. It took the scratches out, and it did a really good job getting the edge that I needed it to get. Throwing it into the target here, right in the bullseye, it stuck. And I'll tell you guys, that wood is hard. That wood is really hard. It's not the best for axe throwing, but not bad at all. Like I said, it will get your axe head sharp. Your bit sharp, not your axe head, but your bit, you know what I mean. It'll get your bit sharp, but it just, to me, it took a little longer than my King. But the King whetstone does wear out pretty fast. But in my opinion, for the price, you just can't beat it. Not taking anything away from the Council Tool axe sharpening puck, I think it worked out really well. And maybe it was my technique and the way that I used it. I think I've got that King whetstone down perfectly because I've used it for so many years. So that's just my opinion, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the axe puck. Check it out if you're interested. It's around $24. And you get, like I said, you get a 240 grit side and a 400 grit side. Take it with you. And it's a pretty convenient package to just slip in your pocket. So there is that too. But thanks for all the support. Thanks for making this channel what it is. And remember, guys, it's always for the love of the axe. See ya.